Hello, I'm Keith Milward and I'm at the Gwyn Hall in Neath. And if I was to mention stripper to you or striptease, I'm sure it wouldn't be very long before we would mention the word Gypsy Rose Lee. Well, the story of the mother as well as Gypsy Rose Lee is at the Neath Gwyn Hall this week until Saturday the 11th. And we have the stars of the production here. We've got Mama Rose herself, and we have Herbie here in the guise of Dean Walker and Gaynor Thomas. So this is a massive show, Gypsy, and I know that when we think of the biggest roles within theatre, Mama Rose in Gypsy is very much at the top. Now, how do you feel when you realise that it is such a big role?
I was excited. It's always been my ambition, I suppose, in terms of amateur theatre to play Mama Rose ever since I saw it being first performed up in Treorchy back in the late 1980s when I saw Herbie Theatre Company perform Gypsy, and the late Frank Vickery was Herbie, and Irene Richards was a famous sort of local actress up in the Rhondda. She was Mama Rose. So excited to see a performance, and I thought that's something that I would love to do in the future.
Well, of course, it was originally Ethel Merman, but more recently there's been Melda Staunton, there's been Patti LuPone, Tyne Daly, Bernadette Peters, but you, I know you're going to rank amongst the best, because what's been your approach to learning such a big role?
Well, reading the script as often as I can. It's a mammoth part, and it does take quite a lot of dedication, I think, to learn all the lines, and I hope I've got them nailed. But if you book tickets this week, you'll see whether or not I managed to achieve that.
Oh, I know. You've won awards and you're a perfectionist, so I know that it's going to be a great show this week. And Dean, of course, you know, you have taken on the part of Herbie. Now, please say how Herbie comes into the story and give us a little bit of the synopsis.
Well, Herbie comes into the story after Rose is touring around the country trying to get jobs in vaudeville with her daughters, and baby June, her favourite daughter, is the baby queen of vaudeville, and she's trying to get this job, but to no avail. Herbie turns up. He kind of works his charm with the manager of the theatre, and helps get her the gig. So,
well, that's right.
And then I'm on board then for a journey with Mama Rose and company.
Yes, but there is quite a surprise within the story, because you've been rooting for the eldest daughter, but something happens and you have to then train the second daughter, you know. So how do you feel the company has responded to doing this show?
Oh, the company have been amazing. They're all pulling together. It's mainly it's not a show that is got lots of chorus work. They're all individual characters, and they're all relevant to the production, and so they all have equal importance to the main cast as well. You know?
And of course, you've got children in it as well. Yes. They say don't work with children and animals, and
and we have both. We have children and an animal. Well, we've got two animals actually. We've got Chowsy, the dog, my Mama Rose's dog, and also pantomime cow as well.
Oh, of course.
Called Caroline.
Of course. Oh, we can't wait for that. But talking about Caroline's, I hear you've got a wonderful director as well. So please say who the creatives are who have put this together.
So the company director is Caroline Davis, and I have to say, she is amazing. She has been able to show every individual what she expects of them. She can actually perform Mama Rose, Louise, Herbie, every part. She explains what she wants. She's made it so easy, and I think we have been like sponges, just soaking up everything she's told us. So she's the director, and we've got Ryan Joseph Jones, that's right, I couldn't remember his surname then. He's the musical director, fantastic musical director.
My goodness, it's going to be the most fantastic week. It isn't every week we have a chance to see such a huge Broadway show, you know, and it's has gone down in the annals of musical theatre history. So it's a must for all musical theatre fans, and I'd say those lovers of theatre in general, because there's a really good story, and when they're in the hands of these wonderful people and the whole company, together with the musical director and director that we have, I know that with Neath Musical Theatre Company, who used to be Neath Amateur Operatic Society, I know it's going to be an absolute winner. So I wish you well, Dean.
Thank
I
you.
wish you well as
you.
well, Gaynor. And very best wishes to the whole company. Don't miss it. It's on until this Saturday, the 11th of November. And now we're going to be speaking to Huw Jones. Now, Huw, you've been a member of the Society for many years, and you have actually been in the 100th anniversary production of Beauty and the Beast, which was a few years ago. But you've had a change of name this year from Neath Amateur Operatic Society to
Neath Musical Theatre Company.
Now then, is there a particular reason that you've gone with another name?
Well, first of all, the amateur side of it. We had lots of directors coming here and they were saying, well, your productions are no longer amateur, so why do you have amateur in your name? So for that reason then we moved away from amateur. And I think musical theatre is more what we do today. We don't really do opera and operatic. We don't do that anymore. We just do musical theatre, and we want to be relative to the public and what they expect to see and what they will see from us. So I think Neath Musical Theatre Company is where we go from now on for the next 100 years.
And last year you had a very successful show with Calendar Girls. Please reflect on some of the shows in which you've been involved over the years, and also say why Gypsy is such a special show for you.
Well, I think this year's show, Gypsy, it's very special. Caroline Davis, who's our director, has loved this show as her favourite show. She's always wanted to direct it, and when you see the production, you come and see it this week, you can see her detail in everything she does as part of the show. She lives the show, and it's reflected in the company, really. The main characters I think you've met, but the whole supporting cast is so important in this show. They're only on for a few minutes, and it's been difficult to rehearse because there's quite talented casts, and they're only needed for a few minutes at a time. I'm featuring in the show for just 10 lines, and that's it. But they're all important characters as well, so the show itself is all coming together now, and the set has been made by our own boys in the headquarters, so they've made that, so it's all coming together for the production this week. But yes, we've been going for over 100 years now. We've never ever done this show before. All the years I know we haven't done it before, but
No,
it's
never.
yeah.
And it's one of the best ones, isn't it? I feel. Now, you have, as we all have recently come out of the lockdowns and the pandemic, what has it been like for a theatre company through this time, and what place do you feel you're at now?
Well, I think that it was very difficult last year. We came back from the COVID break with Calendar Girls just to see where we went with as a company. We had to re-establish the company, really, because people just drift off. This year, fortunately as well, we managed to restart our youth theatre, and they're doing Les Miserables School Edition in March, so that's happening as well. So it's finally sort of coming back together, and we were very fortunate to be awarded Beauty and the Beast for next year, which will be in our November show, which should attract more people back again. So I think it's been very difficult, but I do see that we are now back to where we were before, and we're looking forward to the future, really. It's quite exciting now to see people arriving and doing things and wanting to be part, and can I be in the next production, this sort of thing. So it's really good. So because we've gone for over the years, as you can imagine, back in the 70s and 80s, we had huge companies, but it's dropped off, really, and it's good that it's getting back there now. So yeah, so it's.
What should anybody do? Should they want to be part of future shows?
Oh yes, I mean we're happy to welcome people, and we welcome people to backstage as well, because we've got a wardrobe, we've got a scenery stores, we've got scenery construction going on. So there's lots of things for people to be involved in if they do want to perform on the stage. It's there's plenty to do. You pick up a paintbrush, paint the walls, anything.
Oh, that's my job, that is. But no, I wish you well, and want to, on behalf of Swan TV, we'd like to wish the whole company well for this week's run of Gypsy at the Gwyn Hall in Neath. Very, very best wishes. Thank you very much. So, if you want to see one of the biggest Broadway shows, Gypsy, it's got such wonderful songs that we all know, like Together Wherever We Go, everything's coming up, Roses, Small World, and there's so much of the music you'll recognize. And there's strippers with You Gotta Get a Gimmick. So don't miss out. Get to the Gwyn Hall this week. Gypsy, the musical, is here until Saturday, the 11th of November. Yay!